say I'll eat like meat, like I'll eat chicken today.
Then I was thinking about it, then whenever I go to eat something, like
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure, a balance?
Would you guys like to share? Did you come up with an action that?
Save it for later.
Save it for later, okay? Save it for later. Again, yeah. Not being the toddler that grabs that cinnamon roll in it. And you think you'd be able to be more comfortable sharing if you waited? How does that fit in?
Well, no, that was the point. The point was to save it for later to share it.
Oh, okay. You were going to save it for later to
Yeah.
share. Okay.
But I didn't.
Okay. I see. Okay. So you didn't have the peer pressure of people wanting a... Okay. That makes more sense. All right. How about the barbecued sandwich?
I guess what I could have done is like eaten my lunch on my own time and then joined coworkers someplace and just got in like an iced tea. And then we were talking, but part of that is hard because people are gonna keep like you have to be okay with that decision that you're not gonna eat and everyone's gonna ask you, why aren't you eating? Where's your lunch?
Right.
Hey, you want some of this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it really asks you to be grounded. And with any of these, I mean, this is what it means to live alternatively in any way.
Right.
Eating or however it is, to be grounded in that when people are like,
Yeah.
huh? What? You don't drive? You crazy? You know?
Yeah.
So it does really ask us, I think, and that becomes the challenge of living as a vegetarian in a society where people eat 100 hamburgers a day or something. You know, that's the challenge. It really asks us, and I think that's the power of living in ways that are a little different. There's a real power in that if we're really grounded in why we're doing it. Because the other side, as we've talked about with unconscious eating, people are doing it because that's the way they were raised, they're watching TV, the McDonald's is right there, you know, and they're not being conscious. So there's a lot of demands when you choose an alternative way of being. All right, how about our unnecessary eaters?
This is my situation, but we both kind of agreed with it. We both have stressful jobs where we have to write. That's when we eat. And when I'm doing art, I'm not eating. So what we thought about was a balance where we're not eating out of stress.
Yeah, so just act more consciously and have a little bit more self-control and self-discipline. That's innovation.
Yeah, and I would encourage self-care as a language versus self-discipline. Because self-discipline can be something we used to beat each other up a little bit. So if we talk about self-care, just make choices that contribute to self-care. And again, I just hear you saying conscious, just eating consciously.
And when I was little, I didn't like to eat, and I was forced to eat.
Oh!
And so I kept my art supplies by the kitchen, where I ate. I was the only person allowed to do that because I ate where there was a way to do that. It was a big house, small house, big family. So there was a little space I could put art supplies. So eat your carrots, and I would have my little orange crayons, and they couldn't really tell, and I would draw while they ate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's.
Wow. And I think you find that as we become more conscious, we find some of the roots for behavior that we might not be aware of.
Right.
You know, and that's
That was cool that
Yeah.
figured that out today. So.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. And I think part of this process of nonviolent communication is to enable yourself to go deeper into your motivations, because it might be at times maybe it's not really pleasure, maybe it is belonging, or maybe it is to matter. I mean, some people are motivated by just worth. Worth is connected with eating and other things like that. So, how about you guys?
Well, we kind of had different answers, actually.
Okay.
I felt like my solution would be looking at why I feel guilty, kind of what you were saying, the root of where is this feeling really coming from? Because it could be a pattern or a habit, or like for me, I think I have these like strict rules of things should go this way and I should adhere to that, kind of like perfectionist tendencies. And so I think maybe that's where it's coming from.
Yeah, everything worth doing perfectly is worth doing stupidly.
Yeah. Well, my mom would say, if you're gonna do it right the first time. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds like this would take you to a deeper place of maybe looking. And I mean, I really resonated with this. I mean, that you said immediately.
Yeah.
In terms of a need, you're really wanting to live your values, and you've chosen a new strategy to do that of being a vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so for me, I kind of resonate with that as kind of a big motivator.
I suggested as like a compromise as to like if she feels like she does really want to eat meat. She said she didn't agree with this as she feels like it's not really necessary.
Yeah.
But like as a suggestion, like if she really feels like she's craving meat, just to make sure that what the meat she eats is ethical, like grass-fed beef.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then like once in a while treat herself, but you know, not just give in to like eating random meat.
And what need for that? That sounds like there might be even another need in that might be met.
Honesty or something? I don't know.
Kind of. I mean, I guess that gets into the. I mean, eating grass-fed beef for me suggests again this need for kind of honoring life or
Yeah.
wanting to, you know, and these are the larger needs. And this is, I think, what I see as I become more connected, and as I see people become more connected to their own needs, we're able to connect with others' needs, and then when we're really connected to those, we can really take in these larger needs. Like if I eat grass-fed beef, I'm doing less damage to the environment than if I'm eating other beef.
Yeah.
I have to go because we have 30-minute parking. So I
Oh,
feel bad
okay.
for interrupting.
Yeah, we're just about done, but if you need to go, that's cool.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming. Well, I wanted to see if anyone else had any other comments. We're kind of coming to the end, so maybe I'll ask if anyone has any reactions or comments to this process.
I think it's very effective. I think that sex, eating, power, helplessness, self-care, all of these issues are horribly and pleasurably and sadly linked
Yeah.
in good and bad ways. So,
Yeah, they're all trying to
Yeah.
fill up some empty space.
mhm.
You know, usually from something in childhood or something like that. So just to summarize, we started off with the first two columns of our Eating with Compassion chart. And then we had a little exercise on needs. And there we learned that needs are three things. They're universal. Everyone has the same ones. That means we can connect with anyone around needs. And they never have a person doing a certain action. They can be met in many ways. And then we also learned that our feelings are a marker for our needs. Our feelings tell us if a need is met or not met. And then we filled in our unmet and met needs relating to the action and came up with new actions that would meet all the needs. And I'll say one more piece and then I'll close with a paraphrased poem. This is also a process for dealing with conflict with people. You can view this exactly the same way. There's an action someone does that you don't like, and you can say your feelings about it and then connect with your unmet needs that relate to that, and then their met needs, what they were trying to meet, and then move into a new action. So you can apply this to other ways. So you guys might know this Einstein quote. He has a great quote about the circles of compassion, and basically he says that we are all humans, limited in time and space, and we have a delusion of the consciousness that keeps our caring and love really limited to those people in our closest circles. And our task as humans is to broaden those circles, broaden them to include all other people and then all of life in its splendor. So I invite you to keep expanding your circles, and I really salute you for being here and looking to improve your eating choices. And I wonder if we just go around and just get a quick comment, anything that you enjoyed or any other comments you have before we close. Would you be willing to start?
Yeah, sure. I think what I really gained from this workshop is, all the bad feelings that we have, taking them and instead of just like focusing on like this negative feeling, just moving towards a new action and moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that.
All right, thank you.
I
Then you can
thought-
pass if you want. No
Um,
peer pressure.
I thought it was great to think about feelings as being an unmet need or not, and not having a judgment on feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, feelings are.
Yeah.
I think any workshop that gets me to self-reflect is just awesome.
Mm.
So I really enjoyed that part. But it also just reminded me just that most conflicts are enmeshed in the needs, you know, and forget. Yeah, I wish I could automatically remember that all the time when dealing with people. You know, what need is not being met?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then kind of have compassion around that, because you're not going to always be able to fulfill that need. But if you can provide like compassion around that, you know, I think that's good. So, but I really like that. Thanks.
I don't like the word empowering, but I'm gonna use it because I can't think of another one. But I guess a different relationship with my sense of helplessness and powerlessness. There was a different relationship to politicize this and to think about community, that my anxiety around food issues can actually be connected to community.
Mm.
So that was
Mhm.
cool.
I enjoy the workshop and I like the interactive format that
Yeah.
people can know our people's problem and share people's ideas.
Super.
We're all looking at you.
I know. What to say? What to say? I kind of mimic. I think what Carly said. That separating feelings from needs, and not judging them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably my favorite part of this. So.
Cool. Steve?
Well, I think it's, as we went through it, just so interesting how complicated it is, and there's many different needs to be examined, and we can have, usually we're only paying attention to one part of the equation, so this is very enlightening to really begin to own these different needs, and when you see them, then you have much more ability to choose a different action. You're not so stuck with your new awareness.
And I just wanted to say, I thought it was fun. This is kind of an experiment for me, so glad that you all were willing to be here and share about some challenges in your life, the cinnamon rolls and the barbecue chicken and the bacon and the unnecessary eating. Really appreciate your willingness to share. And I'll just mention that, again, this is a very brief, cursory introduction to nonviolent communication, but on page 5 I have just laid out kind of how it works in full. And feel free to check that out. And if I brought my guitar, I was going to have us sing this song in the back, which for me I think is really it's my passion in life, is to help us find tools to live our oneness, help us find tools to resolve conflict in ways that honor everybody. And this song, actually, if you're really interested in the song, you can go to my website, and I have it on YouTube. And if you have interest, I do one-on work using these models, and share with other groups, do mediations. So if you have interest, you can check me out on the web. And if you have any questions that come up about other eating choices or other stuff that happens, feel free to give me a ring or drop me an email. So thank you very much. And I'll be hanging around if you have any other further questions. And let's thank our videotape man. Appreciate it.